Hey, single moms. Hey, hashtag single moms level up. I know it's Memorial Day and everything. I thought I would just pop in. Let me bring this down some. I thought I would just pop in, say happy Memorial Day. Today is a good day to just be as single moms. Well, actually, just be, you know, aside from being a single mom, just be. Um, I have learned and I'm still learning to just be in the moments, the times that I have to myself, which today happens to be one of those days that I've got some time to myself. I help my daughter with caring for her two young children. But today's the day that I got some time off and time to myself. Usually on Memorial Day, like back in the day, I was definitely for sure at the cookout and hanging out and doing whatever. But today I'm appreciating the fact that I'm saying no to going to the cookout today so that I could do some care of myself. And it doesn't just mean, sleeping or whatever else, although sleeping may be part of it because I am a nap person. But I want to kind of prep for the rest of the week. And that's easier to do when I don't have little hands and little feet all over the place that I'm watching. That's what I'm going to do that today. I'm going to make some better choices of what I'm eating today for me. I made myself a burger, a veggie burger and some veggie straws. I know that's not always the best. You got to make the better choices, and I'm learning and making that transition into that. There's a guy on, I think he's on YouTube and Instagram, and he says he's a natural line talking about reading the ingredients. For a long time, I used to read the ingredients, but I was reading them for different reasons. So I was reading the nutrition label, really. The ingredients, I wasn't paying complete attention to it, but I'm learning that I need to pay more attention to it because that may be causing some of the things that I have going on in my body. Um, and maybe even he's also saying weight retention because he lost 100 pounds paying attention to what the ingredients were, but he was still eating the things that he liked. And he mentioned some of the things that I like too, which is sweets and bread and pasta. But you could choose some better choices with some better ingredients, whole natural ingredients. You could choose those, and it will make a difference. Obviously, he's living proof, obviously, because he lost 100 pounds doing that. I am learning as I'm growing, growing and changing, how to eat and take better care of myself in the midst of it all. I used to not want to cook two different meals, one for me and one for the kids. I was like, that's too much work. But if I take the times when I have time to myself and do some prep work, it is a lot easier. So meal prepping is something I've always wanted to do. Um, but I used to never cook enough to do meal prep. But my daughter's a good cook, and so when she cooks, she don't know how to not cook a whole bunch of food. So she does that, and I will package it up and meal prep it for everybody to just take out of the refrigerator and just heat it up in the microwave or however they want to do it, on a plate, whatever, But that has been a big help. That's one of the changes that we've done. And also, I'm going back to drinking more water. At one point, I was doing a 75 hard. I only made it maybe 10 to 14 days. But in that 10 to 14 days, I learned a lot about myself and my eating habits. I do need to drink more water, especially during these hot southern Texas, summers. When it's very humid, you have got to drink your water, and I mean a lot to stay hydrated. Because you think of the humidity that it's not that bad because it's humid and it's moist, but no, it will take you out like quick. And if you don't know the signs, which generally starts with just a stomach ache, um, and then your head starts hurting, then you can't focus, then sometimes the room starts spinning. But I'm just saying, drink your water, especially if you in the southern states where there's humidity. Just saying. Also, in the hot areas, California can get hot, Vegas and all of that. Make sure just drink your water, y'all. Just drink your water. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I'm just popping in, single moms, to say this is a good day to just be. The Just Be Summer podcast will be starting officially um, next week. I think it is. Because this week is the first, I think. So the first full week in June is when that's going to start, and I think that's next week. Um, I'm a calendar person. I gotta see my calendar to stay on track of everything, and I got alarms and whatever else because that's just me, and I know that that's me. So I accept it and lean into it, to help keep me on track of what's going on because now there's so many pieces to my life. I've got two young adult children and two young grandchildren, and we're all now a part of each other's closely part of each other's lives. We're all in the same house, so pulling ourselves together, refocusing and getting, and pretty soon we're going to all be separating and having our own things going on. So we're all getting ready for that, prepping for that, and in that meantime, space where we're reorganizing and setting plans in place for the next phase and season in our lives. This is something totally new for me, at having young adult children and grandchildren and all of that happening all at the same time. It's a lot of change and a lot of different things that can take place at the same time and that do take place at the same time. And I haven't in the past always done very well with that. The interesting thing is that me being a grandmother is pulling up a lot of unresolved feelings that I had being a single mom and raising my kids. It's bringing those things up from the past that I'm having to address and work through. Um, as a single mom, or you're a single mom, until you're married, but as a single mom, and I'm still a single mom, so because I am not married yet. But anyway, so I just wanted to say, just be today, mom, single mom. You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job. Take some time out for you. If you can find some time to prep, and sometimes that time out may be at what you think is an inconvenient time, or something you can't do. Because I used to think that I could not get up earlier in the morning before the kids and work out and then get dressed and then get the kids dressed. But when I did do it, and I have been doing it, it's making things so much easier. And then obviously, in the process of that, in the night before, trying to pull out the kids, clothes and stuff, had the bottles, at least washed, so that in the morning I could just pour milk or whatever and sippy cups and whatever, blah, 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 have all that stuff going. I did try that thing that I saw on Instagram where you buy one of those shoe behind the door shoe hangers and you put the kids' clothes in there for the days of the week. So I have two kids, so there's like 6 rows, so that only works for 3 days, three days of clothes, but it helps. So I may set that up today, so that I could have the next 3 days of clothes put together. That would be awesome. Um, uh, Things are changing this week now, how we're running our schedules as well. And so the thing about it is, as single moms and as moms or parents, period, we learn to become more flexible and more resilient at the same time when things change, because things could change so quickly and then the schedules could change quickly, and then we have to be more resilient with that, and not get so anxious and anxious or upset or just discombobulated or confused. Just know that change is inevitable. It will always happen, and everything changes. Everything must change in order to grow, blossom, and become, who or what it's supposed to be, um, in your lives. So I just wanted to come in and just say, just be single moms. Happy Memorial Day. You're doing a good job. Just Be podcast is starting the first week of June. It'll be on Mondays. It'll be posted on Mondays, and I will see y'all then. Join in the conversation. You know, um, help out other, you never know what you might say or what you might ask, but help out another single mom. That's the whole point of us going from just struggling to CEOs in every area of our lives. And you don't even know it, but you're already a CEO because you're making all these decisions, quick decisions on the spot for your children as a single mom. So going from just surviving to being a CEO in every area of our lives through self-care, through self-care, self-love, and through community and helping one another. So let's do this, y'all. We are single moms. We can hashtag single moms level up. Bye. Much love.